Hi everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to today's webinar. Hello, 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 Kirsty Gilham. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well. How are you, Matt?
Yeah, very, very good. Very, very high energy for this webinar today, which I'm
Yeah,
excited about.
absolutely. Let's get
Yeah, I was thinking about
started.
this. I was thinking about this the other day, Kirsty. Of all the years we've worked together, we've never done a webinar with each other.
No, we
Can you believe that?
haven't. We haven't. We've done them individually,
No
we've done them
pressure.
with other people, but this is our
Yeah,
first joint venture and many more to come. So
absolutely. No
excited for the
pressure. Let's set the
series.
bar high.
Absolutely. All
So thanks for
right.
joining, guys. We will wait a couple of minutes for you to come in. Make sure you can see us waving at you. Make sure you can hear us okay. Make sure you've got your cup of coffee or tea or glass of water for today's session. This is part one of our new webinar series, which is inside our RecOS. So essentially today's session, half an hour or so, nothing too long. We're going to be essentially introducing our recruitment operating system and how that can help you drive revenue and impact, okay, for your business. So we've got a packed agenda today. The session is being recorded, so if you need to hop off at any point or you need to watch the recording back, we'll send that afterwards. Just some housekeeping. If you're new to our webinars, on the right hand side there's a chat. So there'll be various links that will pop up throughout the session. There's a live chat. So we have a team of moderators all around the world today, answering your questions. So if you have got any questions throughout, do put them in the chat, and we'll try and make it as interactive as it can be. So yeah, but first of all, if we just do some housekeeping to introduce ourselves, nice to meet you guys. My name's Matt, and so I'm part of the product marketing team here at Access Recruitment. Essentially, it's my job to make sure all of our awesome products we're about to show you today, make sure A, you know about them, and B, you're getting value from them. So really, really excited for today's session, and then also joined by Kirsty Gilham. Over to you, Kirsty.
Hi, everyone. For anyone who doesn't know me, I am Kirsty Gilham. So I have been in the recruitment industry for 20 years now.
Absolute
Was heading
OG.
up, yeah, OG, definitely. So I've been heading up Vincere for the last 3.5 years, but also I've recently taken on the role of the product director of our RecOS. So making sure that all of our solutions are integrated deeply together and that we are telling that story to the market to let you know what you can get from Access Recruitment. So, super exciting to be in this role and can't wait to show you what we've got coming for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, guys, today's agenda. So, essentially, we're going to go through kind of the RecOS, what the RecOS is. We're going to go through a bit of state of play in the industry, and then we're really going to spend the majority of the session like getting introducing our RecOS and meet our RecOS, how how that works, attract, manage, onboard, and pay. Next steps, and basically making sure that you leave this session understanding what our RecOS is, how you can get value from it, and what it means for you as a recruitment agency, essentially. So with that, hopefully you're all in. Hopefully you can all see us. Hopefully you're all excited. And Kirsty, should we crack on?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Good, 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 good. So state of play. Where are we at in the recruitment industry in the tech space?
Yeah, so look, Vincere for a while has been talking about tech stacks and how important it is that you get the right tech stack for your business. Each business is different. Everyone does things in a different way. They're in a different place in their journey. So, what we want to do is make sure that we've got everyone covered. And we're doing that by buying the best businesses we can, integrating them together. And that is what we mean when we say RecOS. You'll hear us saying this word over and over again. That's why we wanted to do this today to let you know what is this? What are we talking about when we say RecOS? What we want to do is give you the most integrated tech stack that you can get out there in market. And so that everything is aligned, all under one supplier. You're not fragmented. You're not being held hostage by your vendors or having your vendors fighting with each other, which I have been in the middle of that before, and it is certainly not fun. It doesn't mean we don't integrate with Marketplace. That's still a huge part of our strategy. But what we're looking for is to be able to give you everything you need for your recruitment workflow under the Access Recruitment banner.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think just to highlight this kind of screen here, as Christy mentioned, it's the reality is that if you look at these stats here, most agencies use an average of 4 to 7 different systems that don't talk to each
Yeah,
other. It's just a mess, right? And if we look at what the result of
absolutely.
that is, inefficiency, 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 right? your team, your recruiters are buried in admin, time-consuming admin. None
Hmm.
of the teams talk to each other, back office teams, back office teams, middle office team, everybody is just disconnected. And I think the most important takeaway on this slide particularly is, business decisions rely on gut instinct and not data driven, right? It's feel, not fact. It should never be feel, not fact. It should always be fact, feel. And that's
Yeah,
kind of from the research we've undertaken, probably Chris, the past year or so with many of our trade partners and customers, is that this is the result. And customers and prospects and the industry want change. They want to go into a
that's right.
solution which is streamlined.
Absolutely. The amount of customers who are looking for that end to end hasn't changed. It's still what I'm hearing out in the
Yeah,
market. They want the end to end, and that's what we're able to deliver here. So it's
yeah,
just so important for your efficiency.
absolutely, absolutely. Which takes us nicely on to what are we trying to achieve, Christy, with our vision?
Yes. So our vision, provide everything the modern recruiter needs to win. Single global platform, global being imperative here. We are operating in over, I think it's 50 countries
Yeah.
worldwide with our suite. And this is our RecOS.
Absolutely. And guys, as Christy mentioned, we keep talking about RecOS. We keep saying RecOS, RecOS, RecOS. Like people know what we're talking about. And what we wanted to do on the start of this session was, and bear with us here, guys, this will make sense. But we wanted to just paint a picture of what our RecOS is, just to make it kind of, a bit more meaningful for you guys on the call. So essentially, if we all look at this screen together, let's all look at the orchestra here and the conductor. The RecOS essentially is like the conductor, this guy in the middle. Imagine every part of the recruitment process. So you've got candidate sourcing, you've got onboarding, you've got payroll, compliance, all as individual musicians, right? Alone, each plays their own tune and they're top of their game. They're best in class musicians. They're excellent at what they do. But without coordination, without the conductor in the middle, the sounds clash. It's just mess, it's noise. Everybody leaves the theatre because it's just noise and you don't make any money, right? What our RecOS does is it brings all these musicians or products together into one harmonized performance and it makes every process flow smoothly in perfect rhythm with the others. And that's the benefit here, right? Because this then reduces operational noise, it streamlines collaboration, and it just creates that seamless experience for customers, candidates, and recruiters. So everybody floods back in, they buy more from you, and you have to move to a bigger theatre, right? Because everyone loves it so much because everything's syncing in harmony. And that's the analogy here. You're not buying the RecOS as such. The RecOS is the glue, the conductor that's holding everything together and making it work seamlessly. So on that note, Christy, talk about our RecOS.
Our RecOS. So this is our suite of products that make up our SaaS RecOS. And we've got there everything that you need to attract, manage, onboard, and pay. There's a lot of products there. And we aren't saying you have to buy all of these to be successful. However, wherever you are in your journey, we have something that can service you. So whether you're looking for an ATS, whether you're looking just for onboarding, if you're just after your pay and bill or you're looking for a new website, we have got you covered. And I think it's really important to know that when Matt was talking about that orchestra, that's all the different teams that come together. It's product, it's CS, it's AMs, it's sales. Everyone is working together to deliver that for you. And this is what the ecosystem looks like. This is what we can give you. CRM, ATS, automation. This is absolutely huge in the industry right now. No one wants to be sitting there doing admin. They don't want to be paying recruiters to spend hours a day tidying up their data. Data is key. If you want to be the first one getting those candidates in front of your clients, you want to make sure everything is running smoothly. And that's where automation can help you. Your website, drive traffic to your own website. No one likes to pay job boards. Let's get everyone going to your website. They get to see your branding, have your experience that you want for them. Pay and bill. Now, this one, look, I come from labor hire. If you're running a temporary contract agency, you know you can't get this wrong. So we want to make sure we've got the absolute best product out there for you to make sure that you are able to pay people, have those efficiencies, and cut down on errors in payroll. And then we've got our onboarding and screening. So getting those people ready for payroll, making sure the people you're putting out at your client sites are qualified. We've all heard the horror stories of people who haven't been checked properly. We want to make sure you're never in that position. And then we've also still got, as I mentioned before, our partner ecosystem. We're still heavily invested in this. Our API team is working constantly on improving our APIs to improve that experience from our partners. And several of our recent acquisitions have actually come from our marketplace. So it's a hugely important strategy for us. And we really think that this is the perfect ecosystem for recruiters to operate in. And we're able to deliver on all of these areas for you.
Absolutely, really, really powerful. And guys, hopefully that helps paint the picture of what the RecOS is. So if someone asks you, I keep hearing about this Access RecOS, but I don't know what it is. Hopefully now you'll be able to beautifully paint the picture like Kirsty just did and explain, what we're trying to achieve here. So we thought now we've kind of set the basis of what the Reco is. We thought we'd just spend 15 minutes or so just running through kind of those individual track, manage, on board, and pay in a little bit more detail. Still kind of super high level, but just painting the picture of how they all work together, what they do for you, and how it all comes together in our RecOS. So what we thought we'd go through is, if you're on this call now and you're experiencing growing pains, right? It's how can we help you overcome A, those challenges, but B, allowing you to successfully scale, right? It's all about scalability, growing the business for recruitment agencies. And that's what we're trying to achieve with our RecOS. So what we thought we'd do, we'd split up the various pillars to the attract, manage, onboard, and pay into what me and Kirsty like to call squiggly line slides. But I don't know if that's the official term, but that's what we're going with. But essentially, what we're trying to kind of paint a picture of here is if we look at the arrow along the bottom. So with success and time becomes operational complexity. That's just part of life, right? As you scale and as you get bigger, things get more complex. And if we just look at what we're describing here on the slide, so if we start on the far left, if you're just starting out as, let's say, a recruitment agency, all you really need is a pretty basic CMS, basic website, which looks nice, gives a good first impression, happy days. That's fine for a couple of years, couple of months, depending on how ambitious your growth targets are. Then we kind of move along the scale, and then really we need to start thinking about how can my website be driving candidates for me, driving the right type of candidates, and actually making sure that we're not preventing candidates from applying. As Christy mentioned, job boards are getting more expensive and more expensive, and the monopoly they have on the market is crazy, right? How can we get more value from the
Mhm.
website? But then also, how can we make it not so clunky? So we've not just got, 1,000 candidates a month now. Maybe we've got 5,000, and straight away that experience has to feel slicker for those candidates. And then the kind of extreme end of the scale, as you've been around for a couple of years and you're really, really scaling, is, you know, SEO is crucial for driving organic growth, right? And you might be thinking we're unsure what SEO is, we don't know how to drive it. We've got SEO, we've got a tick in the box, but actually it's not working for us. We're really, really far down the search rankings. And it's just maybe not an inclusive website. We're turning candidates away. It's clunky. And that's kind of the pain that you experience. It doesn't all happen at once. It depends on your journey of where you are. And I think the benefit here is that's where Volcanic kind of comes into play here, which is our kind of recruitment website platform. The real benefit of Volcanic is it's doing two things. It's driving performance, but also making sure there's a fantastic, inclusive candidate and client experience, which is super, super important as you scale. And as you can see here, some of the stats. 180% more visits to your site, a 70% increase in the candidate diversity pipeline. That is
Oh, that's
massive.
so
That's
important.
just a
So
huge stat,
important.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
unbelievable. And there were some studies out from Volcanic where they were showing that using this diversity tool inside it, they increased the amount of female applicants by something like 70% by just removing that
Yeah,
biased language. It's so powerful. Yeah,
yeah.
incredible results.
And I think the real takeaway, particularly, is there's two parts of this. There's designs that wow your audience, as you can see some of the customer real life examples here. part one, but part two is then it's driving that traffic and that conversions for you. Style over substance, right? Style is very, very important, but if there's no substance behind it, it's absolutely pointless, and it's pretty much it's a waste of money. There's no ROI there. You need the style tick, but you also need the substance. You need the website to work for you, so you can start reducing your spend on those expensive job boards. You can make sure you're getting an inclusive candidate pipeline. It's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week through portals and things like that. And that's the kind of benefit or takeaway here. Um, by the way, guys, any questions you've got about any of this so far, just put it in the chat, and one of our team will come back to you. But next, we're going to run over to the kind of the manage section. So we've looked at attract, the pillar. Now we're going to talk about kind of manage for a couple of minutes. Over to you, Kirsty.
So back to our squiggly slides again. And again, it's same story when you're talking
Should we
about
trademark that? We'll trademark squiggly slide.
But same journey with your CRM. Again, with
Yeah.
success and time comes operational complexity. We're going to keep saying this.
Yep.
Again, you may start out as an agency and you might be able to manage everything with a spreadsheet. I've seen it happen. But as you grow, you need more and more from your system. And so what we can give you is something that can not just keep track of your candidates, but can also help with that BD. That CRM aspect is also so critical to making sure that you're able to get those job leads, you're able to get those new clients, you're able to track what your consultants are doing, and make sure you're getting the efficiencies from them. Things like LinkedIn, paying for expensive licenses. How can we help you get that talent into your database, and so that you can put those best candidates forward? So we want to take away those, like I said before, that admin heavy side, so your consultants can get out there and do what they do best, which is human relationships. Recruitment is
Yeah.
about relationships. We want your consultants out there talking to your clients, talking to your candidates, handling counter offers, doing all of those things that a system can never do for you. So we want to make sure that system is sitting in the background, making it as easy as possible for them to get through their day. So that's where we've got Vincere. So Vincere is built for permanent contract and temp recruitment. So it will handle all types of recruitment, and our customers range from one user accounts all the way up to hundreds of users. So there's a wide breadth there that we can cater for. We've got your CRM covered. We've got your ATS covered. We also have our trademarked live list, which is a great way for presenting candidates to your clients. Our mobile app. Our mobile app is, you can do absolutely everything you can do in the web. You can do it on there. You're out on the go. I've spoken to clients at events who are like, I get in my car after a client meeting, pop my notes in, I'm done. You don't need to wait till you get back to the office. So cannot underestimate the power of that app as well. And then as well, we've got our intelligence suite. Now it comes with so many dashboards. You're able to look at what your consultants are doing. You can see your revenue. We've got an AI coach in there that can help your consultants improve their performance by looking at what gets me to the placement. What are the activities I've done in the past that gets me there? That's all included inside Vincere. And one thing we never talk about, and it's actually one of my favorite things about Vincere, is it's got ViniChat. So we actually have a communication tool. So a lot of you might be using Slack. You can use ViniChat. I had a client say to me recently, he's actually banned email from the company. And
Oh, wow.
if it's
We should
not
do
in
that here.
I know, if it's not in ViniChat, he doesn't want to hear about it, because the beauty of ViniChat is that you can add those candidate profiles, company profiles, contact profiles, send them directly through and open them through there. You're not messing about. Everyone can see everything. It gives you shout outs. It's a really cool little tool that I think we don't chat about enough, because it's such a good way for your consultants to stay in touch with each other, especially if they're working in teams. And then obviously we also have our video interviewing tool that links in seamlessly as well. So look, Vincere is still growing. We've still got a huge roadmap to go, and we'll talk about that in our later series. But it's an incredibly functional CRM ATS. And then to make it even better, we have our Automate product. So this is fully integrated with Vincere. And what it can do is one, it can do those journeys inside Vincere. So that's one part of it where it can automate your different stages. It can update statuses for you. You can build those journeys. That's not all it does. So it can also do your chatbots, your AI driven personalized messages that help you screen those candidates, help you again with that admin, just those initial touch points you can make sure are being done in the background. You can then set up further touch points where someone's been in your system for 6 months. You can send out nurture campaigns. It's
Yeah,
going to handle all of
huge.
that for you. And then there's also a LinkedIn tool as well that can help you get the best out of your LinkedIn licenses, or even if you don't have Recruiter, you can pull through the most up to date data. It is data led. So it is going to make sure that everything in your system is as up to date as it can be. And any recruiter will know, that is just so critical when you're looking to fill a job fast. And the competition is it's hard out there right now. And you want to be the first one putting the best candidate in front of your clients. And that's what Automate can do for you.
Absolutely, really powerful. And I think it just kind of echoes what you said earlier, Kirsty, in that, recruitment is a people's business, right? It's a people's
That's right.
game. And you can never automate that. You can never
No, you
automate
can't.
those personal relationships, but you can
Absolutely
automate
not.
the stuff you can automate, right? The admin, the
And you should.
database cleansing,
Yeah.
and you should, right? Because it will just
Yeah.
give you that upper edge against your competitors.
Absolutely it will.
Now,
So
what about
this
this
one.
one? Next on the list,
Oh,
our new
this
baby in
one.
town.
This is our new acquisition. And look, I saw this product um quite a while ago now. One of our customers was using it and they recommended it to us. The second I saw it, I fell in love. Anyone who knows in the Access team know that I was one of the loudest voices in wanting to work with these guys. I got them into our marketplace as soon as we could. What they do for your candidate presentation is just incredible, and it's all AI powered. So it's using the best technology, and they are just at the forefront of this. I've not seen anything at the level that HireAra can deliver. So obviously you're looking at your formatted CV resume. That's going to be a baseline of what you can do, but it can also do so much more. So if you want to hear more about this one, definitely reach out. But this just takes that whole, this is where we're talking about putting everything together and how it works. So adding your automate to Vincere, adding HireAra to Vincere. Now your candidate resumes are looking incredible on that live list. So it all just works in synergy. And that's what we want. And that's what we're driving for. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Really, really powerful tool. I'm a big fan.
yeah,
I think it's something I was speaking to customers last week about, or a couple of weeks ago about this, and I think CD formatting, particularly if we just look at that as a module, is something that is difficult, right? In any CRM, particularly in
it's
Vincere, it's
so
actually very,
hard.
very easy. The doc builder is incredible. It's an incredible baseline, but this just with AI supercharges it even higher, and it's just
Absolutely.
out of the box incredible, right? With 5 minutes work, couple of minutes work.
Absolutely. And look, there are plenty of recruiters out there who I know either outsource this to teams to format
Yeah,
their
that's
resumes,
quite big. Yeah.
or look, I when I started in recruitment, I was after hours recruitment. It was my job to sit there and format these. Um, it's not fun. It
Oh
takes
wow,
a long
what a job.
time. Yeah. So look, this just it does it for you, and you know that everything is going to look amazing, and it's going to have your branding, and it's going to look the way you want it to. So and you can't underestimate it. You want to stand out in the market. This is how you do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really powerful. So that, guys, is the attract pillar. We've looked at the manage pillar, which incorporates the kind of CRM, the automation, the AI. Then the next pillar is onboarding, and how can you onboard candidates and clients in the
Mm,
most efficient way? And again, we're back at the trademark squiggly screen, and I won't
yep.
labor this point too much because you kind of get where we're going now. But again, if you're just starting out, let's say you're a perm desk, you probably only need very, very basic onboarding or screening. You just need, when someone applies, you need to collect their details, tick in the box, happy days, fine. What about when you enter a new industry? What if you go into a very high compliance, I don't know,
Hmm.
healthcare, education. Every client has got different requirements that they need to collect. They might collect it 6 weeks before, then 5 weeks after, and then 2 weeks in. There's different portals to go. There's a portal here, and we've all
That's
experienced this,
right.
right, one way or another as a candidate, having 5 different logins, 5 different passwords, under pressure to make a good impression for the agency and for the client alongside your current job. It's a lot, right? It's a lot for the candidate. People just drop out. People will just
Yeah.
drop out and go to a competitor that is using a slick, nice website, nice portal, everything syncs together. And that's kind of where onboarding comes in, onboarding and screening, which is just that slick, as you can see here on the right hand side, one link, one URL, no passwords. Everything is controlled in this one portal. There's a traffic light system, so the candidate knows exactly where they need to go. It's mobile friendly. But I think the real takeaway here for me personally is this is where the RecOS really comes to life. This is deeply integrated into many of our products in the portfolio.
Yes,
Fast Track
absolutely.
360, which Chris will talk about in a second, and then also Vincere. So as a recruiter, you'd absolutely be none the wiser. You're in a different module here. It's just seamlessly talking to each other. And the candidate, none the wiser. Everything syncs, everything talks. And it just essentially takes care of everything. It makes sure you're compliant. You can't not be compliant. You can't just choose, oh, I'm not going to be compliant today. It's the law, right? Pretty much in every
Yep,
legislation country in the
absolutely.
world. So you have to do
Absolutely.
it. And it's about automating it, right? Anything else you'd add for this slide, Christy? And the
Yeah, I
power, I
think
guess, of
also,
onboarding.
yeah, it also takes away that the recruiter's having to chase this up. So the
Yeah,
other thing that it
yeah,
does is it sends out those reminders to the candidates for you if they haven't done it. So the recruiter doesn't have to be checking constantly to see do I have these documents yet? Oh, no, I have to chase them. It's going to do that for
yeah,
you. And I know from being a recruiter, sometimes you want to place someone, you need to get them paid, and you don't have their documents yet, and there's nothing more frustrating. So this takes care of that for you, but it also then does give you that dashboard so that you can see where it's going. And as Matt said, it's completely integrated inside Vincere. It's on the onboarded tab. You don't have to open onboarded if you don't want to. Um,
yeah,
Everything will come through, works seamlessly with compliance, and then it sends all those payroll details directly to payroll. So it doesn't show that in your ATS CRM, which is also quite important for privacy. So we're making sure that we're keeping the information where it belongs. What the ATS CRM needs, that's going to go there. All those payroll sensitive details, that's going over to fast track. And that just happens automatically and those records are linked. You don't have to do a thing. It's
yeah.
it's so
Very, very
simple.
slick.
Yeah, it's great.
And then the final one of our pillars is the kind of pay pillar, which is Christy's
Yes.
baby.
Yes, so pay and bill. Um, Look, pay and bill was something I worked in a lot as well in my recruitment career, was implementing payroll systems. And I once spent a very long time setting up the award interpretation for an agency I worked at, where we had over, I think we used 70 awards and then 50 EBAs. Anyone in
Oh,
Australia
wow.
is going to know what I'm talking about. But that interpretation, if you are doing that manually, that is just an absolute nightmare. That's where you want a system that can take that time people have worked and interpret it seamlessly. You don't want people to have to be doing this manually. The old days, you sat there, you got a paper timesheet, you sat there, you had to work out the calculations, what we were going to pay them. These systems can do it for you. And we've also got the online timesheets. Um, you have the apps as well as web, can still handle paper timesheets as well. So Fast Track 360 here, you're able to, this links again seamlessly with Vincere and Timetemp, so you can use that, or Fast Track has their own web timesheets as well. But like I said, if people are still on paper, that's fine. You can upload the paper. If you're using vendor management systems, you can import those files directly in as well, and they will then also be interpreted. Fast Track has been a stalwart in the recruitment industry for a long time. I started in recruitment 20 years ago. It's the first system I ever used. Well embedded in the APAC market, making real waves in the UK with some very big customers. It saves you so much time. It guarantees those pay and bill errors are going to be diminished significantly. and you don't need to spend so much time running your payroll. It's also linked to all the government websites. So when you're talking about your single tax payroll or linking to HMRC, it's sending all of that for you. So again, taking away that administration, and you know that it's correct. And there's
Just a
just
compliance tick in the box, right?
well, that's right. And every year governments love to change legislation so you can be sure that you're covered, and that any new tax laws, any new insurance laws, everything is going to be covered, and you don't even have to think about it, which is a huge load off for a recruitment owner who may not be across every industry and payroll. So this just takes that worry away, and it's an incredible system to use.
Yeah, powerful stuff. Powerful stuff.
Yeah.
And that's it, guys. That's essentially what our RecOS is. That's what we're trying to achieve here. And I think one real takeaway that myself and Kirsty really wanted to kind of bring the point home is labor the point home is that getting started is super easy. And I think what's really important here is our RecOS. Remember that conductor at the beginning. It's fully tailored to your needs, right? So whether you need one module, two modules, or five modules, it scales with you, it supports your growth, and it just adapts whichever direction you want to go in. So if we just go back to those squiggly line screens from earlier on, you might be in different stages of your business. So let's say you've got the website side of things, and actually you're finding that you've got loads of candidates coming through, your current website's clunky. Actually, you know what, you need the website to start driving that inclusive hiring for you. But actually in the you're a perm business, you don't really do too much onboarding or screening. You kind of do it, but it's manageable. You don't need that yet. You're not at that point of scalability, and that's where you can plug and play. You can basically,
That's
it's
right.
modular, right? You can bring different platforms or modules in to support your growth. You can take all five, you can take one, you can take two. But the takeaway message here, right, is that the RecOS is here, it's here to stay, and it's here to grow with you, whichever direction you want, whether that's in 2 months' time or 5 years' time. And that's a really important message that we really wanted to kind of get across, because it's very unique, right, in the industry. It's unparalleled. Nobody offers something like this. So yeah, it's super
Especially not with
exciting.
the no, especially not with the level of integration. So
Yeah,
that is something that we have put so much time and effort into, is that we're not just acquiring businesses and then selling another brand. That's not how this works. Everything works together. It all talks to each other. All of these systems are integrated together. So when you take
yeah,
one and then you're ready to take that next step, it's just a matter of turning it on, and it's already integrated for you. So there's no messing about, there's nothing you need to do, and it's going to work seamlessly together, which is
yeah.
our goal.
Yeah, and that's one from a product perspective. Obviously, mine and Christie's hats. That's amazing. But actually, one step further than that, from a service perspective, one
Oh,
provider, one
that's
bill,
right.
one renewal date, one account manager. That's a
Exactly.
even extra tick in the box, right? It just all works in harmony. It's that, and it goes back to that analogy. It's that orchestra that's bringing the conductor, bringing everything together to work seamlessly to essentially help you grow and scale your business. That's all we're trying to do here, right?
Yep, that's right. And having that one person to call, no matter
Yeah.
which system it is, that is, you cannot underestimate the power of that. So it's very exciting. And onto that, we have.
Yes, so really exciting. So what we wanted to do again, guys, is we wanted to kind of use this session to educate you on what a RecOS is, but we also wanted to make sure there was value in the next steps, if you wanted there to be next steps. So one thing we're running at the moment is our Vincere RecOS Super Bundles, which essentially allows you to bundle on all the things you've just seen, all these amazing products together, if you want them, and it doesn't necessarily need to be everything in one go, but essentially at a 52% saving versus buying standalone. So, for example, until the end of the year, if you really like the look of what you've just seen, you think, you know what, we're struggling with these various sections of our business, we're seeing growing pains, we need a solution that brings it all together, we need a conductor that brings it all together. Essentially, this is what this allows you to do at 52%, up to 52% cost savings, which is I've never seen a deal like this, right? In all the years, and I'm sure, Chrissy, the same for you, I've been in this industry. This is crazy, right? It's running until the end of the
Yep.
year. Obviously, zero pressure, right? So if you are interested, we'll put the link on the right hand side. Have a chat to our team, see if there's value there for you. But I would say if this is something on your radar, for the next couple of months. This offer is running till the end of the year, so do have a look
Yeah.
because it's I mean 52% saving, right? There's a
Yeah, and that's for
picture says it
new
all.
and existing customers. So if you're an
Yeah,
existing customer
absolutely.
and you're thinking this doesn't apply to me because I already have one or two products, it just might. So reach out and
Yeah,
we may be able to get you a better deal here. So definitely
absolutely.
worth having a look at.
So we'll put the link, guys, on the right hand
Great.
side of the chat. Have a look. Let us know if you've got any questions. So drop me or Kirsty a message on LinkedIn if you've got any further questions. And then final few minutes. I don't know how we've done on time, Kirsty. I can't remember what time we started, but I think we're good. I think we've been about half an hour. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's session, which really has been part one of this series, which is the educational, just explaining what the RecOS is, very high level.
Yeah.
What we're going to cover in January is roadmap. So we're going to unveil our roadmap for
Yes.
2025 and ahead, really get into the kind of nitty gritty of what we're building, looking at how AI can supercharge all these products.
Yeah.
So stay tuned over the next couple of weeks when we get the registration link. If you found this useful, feel free to add your teams to this session because it's going to be very useful for the actual users using the platforms. Um, so yeah,
Yep,
hopefully see
that's
you at the
right.
next
So
one in
a
January.
whole series journey coming up. We'll then deep dive into each individual product as well after
Yeah.
that. And yeah, hopefully you now understand what RecOS is, why we keep shouting it out in the market, because we really believe in this and
Yeah.
it is our vision. So thank you all so much for listening to us.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Hopefully you found it useful. Like I say, any questions, stick them in the chat. We'll come back to you as soon as we can. The recording, you'll receive that afterwards. And genuinely, really, really thank you for joining because I know you're busy people. And any questions, let us know. Connect with us on our various social media networks. And yeah, have an awesome
Absolutely.
rest of the day. And I think Kirsty, for our first webinar, I think not to blow our own trumpet, I think it was quite good. Let's see what
Yes,
people think, guys.
it
Give us a
helps when
vote.
you're excited about what you're doing, and I know I
Yeah,
am, and I know you are as well.
yeah,
So we live and breathe this stuff, and can't wait to take
absolutely.
customers on this journey. So
Absolutely. Guys, in a second, it'll pop up and it'll ask you for feedback of how you find the webinar. Please let us know because, we're doing these for you. We'll do more of these if you see the value. Let us know any feedback. And yeah, hopefully see you at the next one in early January. Thanks very much, guys.
great, thanks, bye.